Here's a stopwatch and a huge shiny and spiky pineapple. And by the end of this 10-minute video, if you still don't know how to make money with Amazon KDP without writing anything yourself, then my AI ninja sensei will shove this sweet, shiny, and succulent pineapple up my bum. Let the timer begin. By the way, I'm not just talking about producing low-quality, spammy-looking books either. I'm going to show you how to create your own high-quality children's storybook so you can sell on Amazon KDP, just like this one, including the headline, the story content, the images, and the publication done for you using nothing but AI, so you don't need to write anything yourself. Before we begin, now you might be thinking, why do I want to make these Amazon KDP books anyway? I mean, how much money can I really make selling these stupid books online? What if I told you the answer was, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars selling straightforward 5-minute Bible stories. Yes, I said hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just take a look at this Bible story book that has received 1,340 ratings. If we multiply that by the book's price, which is $37.99, we can see that the vendor has earned over $16,000 from this book alone. Remember, not everyone who buys a book actually submits a rating. In fact, 90% of them do not. Remember, Amazon KDP allows you to publish these books for free. Now, the downside is that the best-selling and most well-known books on Amazon, like Harry Potter or Disney stories, are not available to you and I. This is because we don't own the copyright to them. However, that doesn't matter. There are plenty of other popular children's storybooks that you can sell that have no copyright. For example, Bible stories come with 0 copyright problems, and most English-speaking parents in the Western world have no problems buying Bible storybooks for their kids. These things sell like beer at a ball game. And the 5-minute Bible stories book I showed you earlier wasn't just an isolated incident either. Just scroll on Amazon's storybooks section, and you'll find multiple Bible story books talking about different stories from the Bible, and they all are bestsellers. Now you might be thinking, I'm not a writer and I don't know anything about Bible stories. Writing a Bible story, as you might have guessed, requires you to actually know your Bible inside out and remember all those nifty tales. Sounds like a Herculean task? Don't worry, that's where our good old AI mate, ChatGPT, steps in, ready to do all the heavy lifting. I will ask ChatGPT to create a title for a children's Bible story. Here's the prompt. Generate a title for a children's Bible story. And the first title it gave me was The Brave Little Shepherd, David and Goliath. I liked this title, so I asked the chatbot for more information about the story with the prompt. Give me more details about the brave little shepherd, David and Goliath. So the answer revealed that it's an epic tale of young David's courageous battle against the mighty warrior Goliath. Next, I wanted to make sure this wasn't some R-rated stuff that would give children nightmares. I then asked, what is the ideal age range to make sure this story was actually suitable for kids? And it responded that this story was most suited for children aged between 6 and 10 years old. Great, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Now, with the preliminaries out of the way, it was time to flesh out the story. So I asked ChatGPT to create the chapter outline. As you can see, it has now generated the chapter outline, each with a detailed description of the scenes. The first chapter is titled The Shepherd Boy, followed by Goliath's Challenge, David's Confidence, and Jonah and the Big Fish, a lesson in obedience. After getting the story outline, we can then ask ChatGPT to start writing the content of each chapter. Simply copy the first chapter, The Shepherd Boy. In my instance, I used the prompt. Please generate a rhyming story for Chapter 1, The Shepherd Boy. Once it's finished, read it. If you think the story sucks, you can always ask ChatGPT to regenerate a new response. So, to get the rest of the book, just repeat the same process for all the chapters, like how I'm doing so here. Let me speed up the video, but you can see I'm just doing the same process for Chapter 2, 3, 4, and onwards. If you want to create a Bible story book with multiple different stories, simply repeat the same process and ask for different Bible story titles. There you have it. Now you're able to create the content for Bible story books that are ready for you to sell and make passive income, without you even needing to write anything. By the way, please help me out by giving me a like and subscribe to this video. My AI ninja sensei, who looks like Roshi in his ultimate form, didn't give me food for 3 days because I didn't produce this video fast enough. Now the next part is to create the images to match the content of the Bible storybook that you just had ChatGPT create before. In the past, you'd have to pay hundreds if not thousands of dollars to hire a graphics designer unless you could draw yourself. Not anymore. What if I told you that every image you see on the screen was created 100% using an AI art generator? Who would believe that? You've probably heard about AI art and its ability to generate unique artwork simply by entering a few phrases. And I use this technique to complete the illustrations for the first chapter of my Bible story. Let me demonstrate. There are various AI art generators available to choose from, but after trying many of them, I have found that the Mid-Journey generator surpasses all the others. You can test it out for free by clicking the link provided below the video. Please note that free trials may only be available intermittently. You may need to subscribe to access the service if one is not on offer at the current time. For the purposes of this video demonstration, I paid for the $20 monthly subscription. Once you join their Discord server, you can view all the recently generated images in the newbies section, which can give you some ideas. With millions of users, you'll see a bucket load of random images being created every second. To avoid being overwhelmed, click on Direct Messages located in the top left and communicate directly with the Mid-Journey bot. This way, you'll only see your interactions with the bot and not those of others. To generate an image, start with a / followed by the word imagine. Then, you can begin describing the image you want to create. In my case, I would copy the first chapter outline from the Bible story I created, which is introduce the main character David, a young shepherd boy. As you can see, it takes some time for Mid-Journey to start rendering this image. It takes up to 30 seconds to 1 minute to get the image that you want. Now you can see it's generated 4 images for you to choose from. After the image finishes generating, 2 rows of buttons will appear. Labeled U1 represents image 1, U2 represents image 2, U3 represents image 3, and U4 represents image 4, with V1, V2, V3, and V4 at the bottom row. The top row represents different upscale options for the image, allowing you to generate a larger version. The bottom row provides 4 alternative images that are conceptually and aesthetically similar to your selected image. For example, U1 and U2 represent the first and second images from the left, respectively, in the top row. I will demonstrate the variation feature by showing the different alternatives created from the 4th image by clicking on V4. You will see the Mid-Journey AI will start rendering variations of V4, and it'll take 30 seconds to 1 minute to complete. I personally prefer the first variation, so I will click U1 to upscale it. Once again, we'll have to wait for Mid-Journey to finish the rendering process. If you're happy with the image, just click on the image and select Save Image As to save it to your computer. Now, let's move on to creating the image for the second chapter, which is Show David's daily life as a shepherd, caring for his sheep. We want to maintain the same theme as the first image, so your storybook will have the same theme of images and won't look like they were drawn by different artists. Before creating the new image, click on the image and copy its URL address. Then, use /imagine, followed by the image URL address as the prompt for your next image. Then type in the prompt you want the image to be after that. You can see Mid-Journey starting the rendering process again. Once the image has finished rendering, you can upscale it even more or create more variations of the image. I was pleased with the first and second images, so I upscaled and downloaded them. I repeated this process with all the pictures, and within about 30 minutes, I had finished creating all the visuals. Since explaining the exact same procedure for each chapter would make the video too long, I won't go into detail, but just repeat the same actions that I showed you over and over again. You can see that Mid-Journey has created lots of great illustrations for my storybook. Now that we have the illustrations ready, let me demonstrate how to combine a story from the text generated using ChatGPT with the images created using Mid-Journey to create a professional-looking Bible storybook ready to sell and make some money. Go to Canva.com. You will need to create an account if you do not have one already. Don't worry, it's free to sign up. Once logged in, search for Storybook, then select Create a Blank Storybook. Start by adding the AI-generated photos to Canva. You can simply drag them from your computer. Let's make the first image by dragging over this image onto the blank template. Now, go to ChatGPT, copy the first paragraph of the story in the first chapter, and paste it over the picture by adding a text box and copying and pasting. You can customize the text as desired by changing the font style, color, and more. You can also add shadows. As you can see, the default black text is not very visible over the image, so I will change the text to white and add a red background. Then I'm going to drag the text down on the image, making it much easier to read. Once you're done with what it looks like, click on Add Page, go to Uploads, and pick a different image for the second part of the storybook. Then just repeat the same process. Copy and paste the second part of the story from ChatGPT and paste it into Canva, but this time with a different background image. I'll just fast forward this section since it's repetitive, but you can see what I'm doing in the background is just repeating the same process over and over again for each new paragraph of the storybook. Now at the end, this is what your storybook looks like. Here's a short preview of what it looks like. You can see this looks like a very beautiful looking storybook that reads well too. The best thing is, you didn't even write a word or draw any of the pictures. Now if you're happy, all you need to do is click on Share and Download. After you download it, let's look at the final finished product. Now doesn't that storybook look amazing? And all within 10 minutes. Thank you, my bumhole is once again safe. Once you publish your first storybook on Amazon, you will have completed the final step necessary to begin earning passive income. Now, because I don't want to bore you to death or get a pineapple up my butt, I won't guide you through the boring sign-up and submission process of how to publish on Amazon KDP. However, I'm not just going to leave you out in the cold, so I have provided a step-by-step link to the explanation in the description below the video. Here is a brief summary of the steps you need to follow. Use ChatGPT as the first step to come up with a story idea. Create the plot outline and chapters as step 2. Use the Midjourney AI art generator for step 3 to create the illustrations. Using Canva to add the Bible story text to the images and save it as a PDF for printing. Follow the link provided in the description box for step 5, which outlines how to publish your book on Amazon. If you want to learn how to make passive income with AI faceless automated YouTube channels, using 4 free AI tools, then click here.